What's going on, guys? Welcome back to LOI Fan TV, and today we're going to be discussing the FAI Cup Final for 2024. It is, of course, Derry City, the 2022 winners, playing host to Drogheda United, obviously looking for their first FAI Cup since 2005. But I think this is the first time me and Luke have chatted since last Friday on the channel, and I would love to roll that clip, like the Fury family laughing, and it's like laughing at you, like, you
Oh, this is
idiot.
a cup final video. Oh, this was a cup final. Here.
It was all a
Ah,
ruse. It was
here.
all a ruse.
This I've been tricked now. I don't like this. I thought that was off topic.
I have to admit, I can't go without saying, I can't go without saying.
Look, fair play. Like, he's went up to Derry and won, and like, as I said, like, yeah, look, you won in Derry. Like, he's deserved to win the league. Like, and if he's didn't, then we deserve to win. Like, it was, he's won. Like, as Duffer said after our game, if he's win your last three games, he's win the league, and he's did.
Yeah,
So, fair
yeah,
play. You know what I mean?
yeah. And I think Rovers have to take a little bit of credit for it as well. Apparently, there are a few Rovers players having a few words with Shelbourne players on the pitch in that game in Tala when we had a very depleted squad. And there's a few kind of, oh, you don't have the bottle for this, you don't have the nerve for this. And then Shelbourne obviously went and proved the Rovers mugs wrong. So, yeah, it's pie on their face, egg on their
We're
face.
one, Leicester City one and done. Back to mid-table next season now. Order will be restored. And take Derry with you.
Yeah. Speaking of Derry, obviously last Friday they did lose 1-0 to Shelbourne, and capped off what has to go down as a very disappointing league campaign for them. And of course the European campaign, obviously Bruno Magpies kind of embarrassing them in that as well. So has to go down as a very, very disappointing campaign for them, finishing fourth in the league, which means that if they lose this cup final, they will not be playing in Europe next season. How shocking is that, like?
That's embarrassing. They're just an embarrassment. I think this will be the nail. Like, there's been so many nails. There's no more nails in the coffin to put. All the nails. We need more nails. There's
Get
been
down to
so
Woodies,
many.
like get down to Woodies.
Get down to Woodies and get another set of nails because we've been playing the Gibraltar nail, the fucking I don't know, the finishing fourth nail, and now there's gonna be the losing the cup final nail, and it's just I just can't, I don't know, they're just shocking, aren't they? Like,
Yeah,
I don't even know
yeah.
what to say about it.
I suppose the saving grace this season for them has been the cup campaign. And to be fair to them, look back at it. I knew they had a tough enough run, but they beat Pats 3-0. They beat Cork away 1-0 in Turner's Cross. They beat Shells at home in the quarter-final 2-0. And they, of course, beat Bows in the semi-final 2-0. So, in fairness to them, like that's a good run. A couple of tough opponents there on the way to the final.
Nah, they were good. I was at the semi-final in Daily, man. The Michael Duffy was unplayable on that day, and like
Yeah.
if he turns up, like, it's gonna be a struggle for Drogheda. But I think. It's obviously Derry fans not going to like me saying this, but I feel like if you don't support Derry, you want Drogheda to win this final. Is that just me? Like, I feel like
Yeah.
everyone that talk, the Shells fans, Bows fans, Rovers fans, everyone's like, go on, Drogheda. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's almost like the underdog story of, like, Kevin Doherty on a shoestring in the relegation playoff, kind of thrown together, but quality nonetheless. And I don't know, I could just see a shit house smash and grab.
Yeah,
What do you
yeah.
think?
I think in terms of that point about other fans wanting Drogheda to win this, I probably would have agreed with you. But last week, I've a lot of time for the Derry City Football Club after last weekend. I mean, of course, they didn't roll over by any stretch of the imagination. But the fans at the end of the game kind of clapping Damien Duff and showing that respect. It makes the heart warm. For any League of Ireland fan that they would do that. And it was a really nice touch. I thought.
Do me a favor. Go back. No, no, I'm not, none of that. None of that. Bastards. No, I'm Drogheda United till I die now on Sunday. Fucking to be
Drinks.
singing the songs with the fucking banging the drum. Look,
Yeah,
I think like Drogheda will have the backing of the crowd here. Not that it'll make much of a difference, but like there's lots of that Derry City starting 11 that there's questions over their futures, and I think some of them have checked out. Like, only reading there, Will Patching potentially could be back to the UK.
I heard
Brian
that.
Mars
Yeah.
contracts, Colin Whelan, like lots of clubs in the league want him. There's just lots of players there that are like, like, am I going to be here next year? And like, what sort of holding does Higgins have over that dressing room? Like, can he get them up for it? Because he's the most charismatic man in the league. Like,
Yeah. Do you
so
think even if he wins this game,
oh,
do
he's
you think
gone.
he's there at the start of the season next year?
Has to be gone. Like, he has to be. Like, all you have to do is, like, literally after that Pats game, I clicked on Derry City. Obviously, Twitter's a volatile place, but clicked
Yeah.
on the Twitter page at the full time, and it's like hundreds of fans. Get rid of him, get rid of him. Like, there's surely,
Yeah.
surely, like, and there's some talk from getting a new 2-year deal, but off the basis of what? Like, what has he done to earn that. Nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
just
no,
can't see it.
100%. I think regardless of the results here, I think the European campaign combined with the league position, I just don't think it's acceptable for the budget that they have, the players they have. It's not enough, and I think they have a new state stand going in there, so there is positive stuff around the club. But I heard some fan, I think it was could have been on Between the Stripes podcast. Someone said that they were chatting to a Derry fan, and it was like we weren't actually going to the game on the Friday night for watch the football. It was so dull. We were kind of just going for a catch up with them with your mates. Like, that's what it kind of was coming down to. Like, which kind of sums it up. Like, it was just so bad to watch at times for them really this season. Now with the players they have at their disposal, that should not be the case. Like, you can obviously point at a couple of injuries and stuff along the way, Daniel Kelly and stuff, but Pat Holman, a few injuries and stuff. But it's still like it's you have enough squad depth there to do so much better.
Yeah, like I heard a Derry fan talking about like kind of the season as a whole, and he was alluding to the point that like before the season got going, it was we need a goal scorer, and then Pat Hoban comes in, starts off the season like a house on fire. It's like right, we have him now. Now let's win the league, and there's just no excuses for it. Like, and I
No.
suppose when I think of Derry, there's no real identity to them. Like you don't really think of right Derry played this way. You know, it's just kind of like this Derry. But it's like what version of them are you gonna get? They're just very
Yeah.
lackluster. Like unacceptable. And like even if you were the right managers like Higgins, not like compared to like Duff, Kenny, Bradley, like he's nowhere near them. Like even if you think
He's
of
kind
Keith
of on
Long,
like par with Reynolds and stuff, isn't he? That kind of area.
yeah,
Like, yeah, yeah.
exactly. I'd even think Reynolds would do better in the role than him. Like
John
here's an embarrassment,
Caulfield's better, like, yeah.
100%. Even Ollie Horgan is probably better
Probably, like, yeah.
You know what I mean? And like Tim Clancy coming up like with Cork, like he's probably
Yeah,
on par with well, like this man, I don't know, like they've an embarrassing of riches all over the pitch, but when it comes to the sideline, you know, it really leaves a bit to be desired. And I just can't see like how many players do they sign? I'd love to see how many players because it feels like every season they're signing, you know, at least a dozen, and it
yeah.
just isn't working. So there has to be a change from upstairs, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, you'd imagine so. Their opponents, Drogheda United, of course, this, as I mentioned, will be their first chance at FAI Cup silverware since 2005. They do have a playoff game, obviously finishing in ninth in the league. They do have a playoff game to stay in the division the following Saturday against Bray Wanderers. Is that a factor in this? Like, will that be playing on their mind at all, or is it something that they'll completely forget about leading into this game?
I don't think it'll be in Kevin Doherty's mind as far as team selection goes. Um,
No.
Probably the only factor is how do we manage it if we win the game? Like how hard do we go?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Shells
like
going on a
you
4 day bet there.
probably
There'd be none of that.
no, you probably go on your night out on Sunday and then you don't have a day like usually you have a day two or whatever. I don't think there'd be a day
Yeah.
two, probably like
No, no, there'd be
it's a
probably a
shame,
one
but
day recovery and then
but
back
then
into
think about how good the night out would be after the Bray game to celebrate both with like a trip the trophy and
it.
on the do you know what I mean? Like so it's worth the wait, like potentially.
Yeah, defo. And like Bray are very beatable. Like, sure, where do where are they
Fifth.
like fourth
Yeah,
or
fifth,
fifth?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And
Mad.
yeah, like that's a monumental game. And I don't think it'll affect Sunday. To be fair, I think Sunday's its own occasion. You know,
Yeah.
it is a cup final, like the cliche goes. I don't think it will affect the cup final. I think they'll be bang up for it. And as I said, I think the crowd will get behind Drogheda, like neutrals and Drogheda fans.
Would you if you were a Drogheda fan, would you if you could only win one of the games, which would you pick?
You probably would say the cup, wouldn't you? Because you can always go down and
Probably,
come
yeah.
back up. But the
Yeah.
trophy, you know, you can't take that away. Like going to the Aviva, you know, getting Europe the next season. Like it would almost shoehorn them because it's Europa League, isn't it? It's Europa League if you win this game.
Yeah.
Based
Yeah.
off how Rovers get,
I
obviously
think
Rovers
so.
like I think we're nearly there, if not already there. They'll have Europa League third round. I think that's when it starts. So they'll have two shots of Europe. So they'd be like, you know, if we win the cup and go down and we have Europe, like Jesus, like
It's just like, but
that's
like, how good would the squad be? Like, will people be signing for
oh.
them in the first division? You know, it'd be so hard to know. Like,
But look at Cork. You know, I mean, Rory Keaton and
that's true.
Sean
That's
there.
true.
But like,
The only concern is like for me would be if they went down, is that Dundalk are going down as well, and they're looking like they're actually like starting to rebuild a little bit. They re-signed Aderv and they've hired Kieran Kilduff, so maybe like it's not like Cork won that league so easy last year. Maybe it wouldn't be as easy to top it. They'd have to go through the playoffs again, and never too easy to go up. And obviously, there's the new added addition of the financial aspect. I think it was the Premier Division clubs maybe favoured much more in terms of the UEFA money. I think there's that payment coming in, isn't it? Starting from next
yeah,
year as well, I
yeah,
believe. So maybe that's a
yeah,
factor to
yeah,
consider as well. But
yeah,
at the end
100%.
of the day, winning the cup is just I
Trophies.
wouldn't trade that. Yeah.
Like you're a Wigan man. Like if you would have been offered that season, not winning the FA Cup to stay up, would you?
No, no, you have to take the cup. Yeah, it's a once in a
Yeah,
lifetime. Like,
yeah, 100%. No, I fully agree. And
well,
yeah,
for Wigan, it's once in a lifetime. Obviously, it's once every couple of decades for Drogheda or whatever. Like,
yeah, exactly. What do you think score wise? What are you leaning towards?
um, score wise, like it's a hard one, like because I think based off how their routes to the final, Derry definitely deserved to win. I was looking at Drogheda's. They beat Dundalk 2-1 fair enough, then 9-0 against Wilton, then quarterfinals against Athlone 4-1, then semi-final against Wexford. Like it was such an easier, so much easier of a route to the final than what Derry had. So if you're asking me like who deserves it potentially off that, you'd maybe go Derry, and obviously they should be probably favourites going into it. Peru, France, Peru, and DJT, obviously big threats for Drogheda. I think it's 20 over 20 goals between them now this season in all competitions, which is impressive for a ninth place side. And DJT only joined halfway through the season. So I think in terms of a prediction, my end, I would just lean towards Derry. I think that the big pitch, I would like to see Drogheda do it, but I think the big pitch could be a good factor for Derry. They're a better footballing side. I remember they played against Shells, and the big pitch really suited them a couple of years ago, and they just had enough quality to really do it. So I think it'd be a bit narrower than that day. I'll go 2-1 Derry.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, interesting. That's a good point. You're probably basing a lot of that off the Shells Cup final 2 years ago, kind of when
Yeah.
Derry, first on that
Because I
pitch.
think in Shells
Probably,
and Drogheda are probably similar levels. That Shells that
yeah,
time Drogheda now, like,
very true. It is very true. Yeah. I don't know. I could just see something. The way the season's been, like it's just one of those years where something like this could happen.
yeah.
I think Drogheda, 1-1 going into extra time, and Drogheda winning penalties. Luke Dennison, the American. The American coming to Ireland and winning the cup
USA.
for Canada. Build a
Yeah.
statue. There'll be a statue of him.
That'll be some
No, man,
story.
I love it.
Jesus,
And
yeah.
like the only way, like what's the stat like the cup finals? Like it's like a mad stat. Like 80% of them go to penalty or extra time at least. Like
Yeah,
they're
they
all
do.
like
Yeah.
they're normally snooze fests. Like for the most, like all those
Yeah.
Cork Dundalk finals were all nillers until
This
the
could be a
90s.
snooze fest as well, to be fair. Yeah. Yeah, it could well be
You
like,
just know Drogheda aren't going to come out here and have a pop. Like they're going to be like, right,
no.
let's get through the first 15 minutes and see where we're at,
Yeah.
and then
And it's but they do have that front two is like they are such a
it's
threat. Like
dangerous. That's what
compared to
that's
what
what I
Shells
think
had a few years
before.
ago, they have that front two that has a goal in them, like 100%.
100%, yeah, like that Derry backline's slow. Like it's not
Yeah.
the quickest, and Peru's powerful, and like James Taylor is a great player. Like and he has
Yeah.
pace, so I see him getting on the scoreboard, and I feel like there's a lot of pressure on Derry in this game as well. Whereas in the cup final 2 years ago, there wasn't that much pressure on Derry. It's like it's our first year of being a big team.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
go trophy and build on it. But Derry, this is like this is boom or bust. Like there's a potential if
100%.
Derry don't win this game, that squad falls apart.
Yeah.
And then it could be a Sligo Rovers job next season, like where they're like,
Massive rebuild anyway, and the least
yeah,
like
yeah. So I'll go draw the fairy tale saga.
that would be huge. That would be huge. Well, guys, there you have it. Our predictions ahead of this Sunday's game in the Aviva Stadium, kicking off at 3 o'clock. Let us know down in the comments below if you'll be there, and let us know your predictions as well. If you did enjoy, please do like and make sure to subscribe. Plenty more stuff coming in the off season, so yeah, make sure to stay tuned. Luke, pleasure as always, mate.
Cheers, Ross. Thank you.